Hi, Alex. Thanks for joining us tonight. Having your own law practice, I know, is very demanding. How will you afford the demands of this position?
All right. Well, yes. I have my own legal practice. Currently, I'm already president of the Georgia Republican Assembly, which is a statewide Republican group, and I already spend a lot of my time, probably most of my time, on politics. Luckily, by being a self-employed attorney, I could get work done in the evenings and time shift to make sure that I can do all the time necessary for political involvement, like I've already been doing with both this campaign and the past couple years through the Republican Assembly. So when elected chairman, I'll be resigning as chairman of the Georgia Republican Assembly, and one, because of the time, but two, because the Republican Assembly is there to hold both party officers and public officials accountable to Republican principles. So I want that organization to hold me accountable to doing everything I say I'm going to do and have been saying for the past few years.
Obviously, lawyers have wide ranges of skills, but lawyers are not loved, as you've probably heard occasionally. So how would you avoid hurting the party with that association? And also, running a small business is tough, especially a legal business. I know because I am a lawyer. So
well, you see, the skills I think I bring to the table are a lot of times, I mean, right now, look at what the party's faced. It faced a racial discrimination lawsuit, which they didn't have insurance that covered the legal fees, which have currently run up to over $300,000. Obviously, we need to be doing background checks on that level. We need to make sure to do just simple, basic things that avoid conflicts of interest. I mean, as an attorney, and you're an attorney as well, one of the issues that's historically happened in the party is a lot of times the chairman of the party hires their friends into paid party positions. Right now, for example, I think, and I don't know if it's a friend or not, but I know that there's a communications consultant getting paid $5,000 or $6,000 a month for communications consulting by the state party. I forget the exact number, but it's on the FEC website. I don't know how many communications you all have received from the state party, or if you think they're worth that type of money, but I think that seeing those very simple issues that relate to credibility is something that really will end up helping the party significantly, because if we're going to solve our financial issues, we need someone that can look past the emotional side of things, like, hurting someone's feelings, and look at the fact that we need to have a professionally run, credible organization. Just like attorneys have to be credible to get clients, we need to make sure the organization is credible to the level that when you look at giving money to the party, or donors look at giving money or wanting to be involved, they need to be able to look at the party and say, I believe that my money is going to go to good use, and I see it going to good use. And that simple idea is what's been completely lost in the party, is that on the state level, there's no vision on how to get more Republicans elected. We have maybe 3,000 people involved in the state party right now, maybe 4,000 total statewide, out of over 2 million people who voted for Donald Trump. I mean, these very analytical ideas, aren't being applied to the party, and I think that's what we need. We need to look at numbers, look at metrics, and be able to justify to donors and people in the public why they should be involved in the state GOP, and I bring that to the table to make sure it happens.
Training-wise, is extremely important, but I don't think any office should go unchallenged. And there's a lot of offices around the state that relatively go unchallenged. A lot of candidates would like to get into races, but they don't know how to do it. And so what do you think about having a candidate college or something of that nature to train up potential candidates for public office?
I think that's a wonderful idea. I think that's the critical function of the state party moving forward. In the past, people would just say, we just raise money and spend it in the general. Well, that doesn't work anymore because of the campaign finance, and the FEC regulations make it so that people want to give to candidates directly into PACs. People have said historically of the state party, we just stay out of primaries and don't even get involved in candidate training. Well, that's not a good idea either, because a lot of people are unhappy with the political system, as shown by Donald Trump's election and how he essentially beat both the Democratic Party and the Republican establishment. That doesn't cut it either. If the state GOP wants to remain relevant, we have to be a one-stop shop for political involvement. If someone in the public is a Republican and wants to challenge someone, be it challenging a Democrat or challenging an incumbent Republican, they need to know how to do it. They need to know about the qualifying. They need to know about how to run. They need to know where the consultants and political industry types are that can help them run. But right now, the state GOP doesn't provide any of that. And that's what we need to be providing all the time and encouraging people to do, to get involved in the process. We don't need to take sides in Republican primaries, but we do need to make sure that everyone knows what's going on in politics, how to be in touch with elected officials, and ultimately, if they want to, how to challenge them. Some state GOPs actually have all the rules about nominations and getting involved on their state website. We don't. And we're paying a lot of money for communications consulting, and it's not out there. So I think that's a vital purpose, because if we don't do that, we're missing out on getting people involved. And if we had someone running in every office around the state, that's that many more people touched with Republican principles who might start showing up to the local county meetings. I mean, our candidates are our banner carriers. And without them in the field, we're going to keep trending blue like we've been doing because of state level complacency. I mean, I live in the 6th district, so I see it happening. And I actually ran for office in 2010 for state senate in District 41. It was a Democratic district. I got no support from the party. The advice I got from the party is don't reach out to black voters because they aren't going to vote Republican over 10%, and only target hard Republicans. Well, if that's our move going forward, we're going to lose the state. That strategy is clearly a failing strategy. And we need to have a state GOP that's willing to fight everywhere all the time to get more Republican voters. It may only be 35% in a district the first time, next time 37, then 39, then 41. That's how you win. That's what the Democrats are doing in 6th district. That's what we need to be doing everywhere else.
Messaging problem, which is extremely important that we get the message out. But most of all, if you want to be the chairman of the Republican Party for the state of Georgia, would you come down to community meetings and different party meetings? Because since I've been in the party, I haven't seen John Padgett. I haven't seen Mark Turman here. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about that?
Oh no, I believe the state chairman should travel around the state to be visible and hear people's concerns and keep people involved. And just because I've been telling other people this too, is that the state committee right now, which is supposed to be getting the word out, I've had state committee members tell me that, for example, the finances, they were told that they aren't entitled to them because they're afraid of them being posted online. Even though it's public information on the FEC and ethics websites, and even though everyone on the state committee executive committee can make motions to fix the problems and solve them by getting rid of the problems, setting up regulations, and that hasn't been happening because the chairman hasn't been empowering people to do it. So I believe the state chairman should be traveling around. I will travel around and meet with people, but I also think that we need an organizational structure where the word gets out, because right now we have a structure that isn't being utilized, and that's the greatest shame of all, that the information isn't getting out. People on the executive committee and state committee aren't being empowered. I mean, it's basic organizational and fiduciary duty type stuff 101, and it's not happening. Mostly because I think we've become complacent on the state level. Do you receive my Advance the GOP emails right now? Do you receive them? Does anybody else receive them? I need to make sure. I'm running low on push cards. I also have some other cards, but I want to make sure you get these because there's a website on them. I can give you more after the meeting if you want them, but just pass those around, and these as well, just to make sure everybody gets them. But I was going to say that Advance the GOP, I started newsletters 4 years back. I ran for chairman 4 years ago because I've been truly believing this for years, that we need to grow our party because we've become complacent. We've become under the idea that because we've been winning, we'll continue to win. 2 years ago, that's what people were saying in that chairman's race, was the idea that, oh, well, we won all the statewide offices. No, you all got the vote out on the county levels and won the offices. The candidates and the PACs put money in to win them, but the state GOP hasn't really been doing that much to make that happen by fighting for more votes. I've been sending out newsletters since the first time I ran to make sure everyone knew what was going on around the state. Everyone knows where I stand because the whole history is published there. So if you want to get on the email list, please send me an email or go to the website and I'll make sure to get you added. But I'm an open book. Like, you know that I've been standing for this for years, and these solutions, like 2 years ago, the plan to improve the party and get things done, I mean, that's what it was then. That's what I was running on. And frankly, like, the issues then are many of the same ones now, except it's just gotten worse. And I want to make it better. I truly will get it done. It's not about the political industry for me. I don't have any friends that are waiting for jobs. Like, when we hire people for the state staff, it'll be an open and transparent process. The state committee will know about it every step of the way and be involved in the hiring process. We're going to make sure to manage the money well so that donors and people in the public can look and say, yeah, the GOP is doing events around the state and getting more people involved. We should support them. They're training candidates. We need to be supporting them financially. We actually grew from 3,000 or 4,000 people tied in with the state GOP to 10 or 15,000 or 20,000, metrics that are measurable, instead of the current ambiguities of, well, you know, we're grassroots and we're getting people involved. Well, if the state GOP is doing that, where are they? I mean, that's the thing. We need to be funneling people on the state level into your local party, because I'm 32 years old. Many of you have much more life experience than I do, and party experience. My job isn't to go and tell you what to do. My job is to make sure that more people are learning about the party, getting involved here in Columbus, so all of you can train them and give them your knowledge and multiply numbers so that Muscogee County can become dark red. That's what the state GOP needs to be doing, is supporting all of you, instead of just saying, oh, well, we're up here, we don't need to tell you what's going on, but good luck with your efforts. That's not the way it works. With a GRA, we've been supporting our counties when they do events by advertising them and getting the word out. That's what the state GOP needs to be doing. We need to be helping every county party and getting people involved and serving all of you. And that's how we make the state redder, not by relying on the political industry that currently gets employed by the candidates and the PACs. We need to have a separate one-stop shop role for political involvement by the public, not by insiders. Well, thank you all for having me.